I first discovered heavy metal. I was 9 years old. Junior high. Snuck down to my father's brand new stereo with the equalizer. Saturday night at midnight. 9 years old. Metal Shop was on AAF. I heard British Steel breaking the law for the first time. That's the first time I heard metal. It's the first time I heard Priest. I've fell in love with them ever since.
Tell us about the pre-show where they were lighting the seats on fire.
New Haven, probably 86. The second time I saw Priest, the first time I saw him was in Springfield. Drunk off my ass. Whatever. The end of the show, when they're doing Green Benalishi, it was their second encore. People were literally ripping up the seats and throwing them as frisbees. And then somebody decided to light them on fire and throw them as frisbees.
And this is where? This was in Hartford or?
New Haven.
New Haven?
New Haven. My dad drove us down from Springfield to New Haven in 45 minutes.
What year? What year was this?
86, 87. Saw him in Springfield the next year, same tour. People were kicking in the urinals. Blew out the window. You laugh. It's true, I was there. They were kicking off the urinals, blowing out windows, throwing chairs because New Haven was the most damage ever done at any show up until the history of that show in New Haven. The insurance companies were going out of their fucking minds. It was, you had to be there.
So when was the first time you saw Priest? That was the second time. What was the first time was in Springfield?
Springfield. The first time was in Springfield.
Yeah.
Second time was in New Haven.
Good seats?
It was back in general admission. You buy your ticket for $10. You got there, we stood in line and drank all day.
That was a big part of the experience, right? Was waiting.
That was it.
Yeah.
The big part of the experience was sitting in line to get your tickets before the lotteries, before the free sale, before the fan club pre-sale bullshit. You had the money, you go, you get in line, you buy your tickets. If you weren't there early enough, you didn't get a ticket. But it was general admission. First come, first serve. There were no seats. There were no anything. You got a ticket, you're in. If you're in, you get in front row. Rush, Marillion, Dokken, David Lee Roth, Tesla. I saw Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, second row.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's.
Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, Wailing, Pump Tour. No, it was before the Pump Tour. Permanent Vacation.
Yeah, that was the
Permanent Vacation. Second row. Because it was general admission. I got there early. I was right there.
Were you at the Sebastian Bach bottles?
Drop kick.
Tell
Oh my God. Tell us about that. Its own fucking show.
It was. Now, I got two stories to this. I was there. It was me and Regina, Tracy, and it was a bunch of us. Loving an elevator. I wasn't a big fan of Skid Row. But, I was fourth, fifth, sixth row, whatever. I was right there. It was general admission again, which doesn't exist anymore. It was an okay show. And, people throwing bottles, and which I'll get back to at another point. Ozfest, keep that in mind. Whew. So everybody's having a good time, but everybody's throwing shit, bras and panties and water bottles and beer bottles. It is just, the band spitting shit. Everybody's throwing it back, and something, a beer bottle hit Sebastian Bach in the head. Stop the fucking show dead. This is before Crew and all their shit. Who the fuck threw that motherfucker? And I know I'm like 5 guys from the guy that did it. And it was fucked up, and everybody's going, this guy, because he did it all night. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you suck. Hit him in the head. Sebastian Bach dropped the mic, drop kicked the guy that threw the bottle, but he ducked. And there was a girl sitting behind him and just split her face open. I was like, oh. I got the bootleg. Come to find out, I got the bootleg of the video, and it's all over MTV. And I have this tape. I let somebody borrow it, never saw it again. Gone. But yes, I was there. Sebastian Bach. Springfield Civic Center.
That's awesome.
What about you?
I would say, what was it like buying vinyl and cassettes at that time?
I loved it.
Where were you going?
Absolutely loved it.
You were doing the Strawberries.
Bring it down. Tell us about skipping school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Priest
Tell us
fan
about that.
from 1979. The first time I heard British Steel, aka Killing Machine. Breaking the Law, Living After Midnight. 9 years old, metal shop, sneaking down, listening to it. Ram It Down came out. I was a sophomore, junior in high school. I skipped out at 10 o'clock to the local record store in Westfield to buy this album. I was the first one there when they opened. I came back at lunchtime by the second period. It was a 15-minute drive. Bought it, threw it in my locker. Where the fuck did you go? Here you go. Ram it fucking down. It just came out. How did you get that? I just skipped second period, third period, whatever period it was, to go get this album. Priest fan. I was a Priest fan from 9. Kiss. Rambling, not in chronological order.
Dude, as it comes
Kiss.
to you.
My birthday.
Yeah.
You bought me that ticket. First time I ever saw Kiss.
It's a great show.
God of Thunder. Oh my God. Springfield Civic Center.
Yeah.
What were you,
Gene got stuck
8?
on the,
Yeah, it's stuck.
Yeah.
But he played on. Green lights, everything. Beautiful.
Did you say you saw Motley Crue on Girls?
Girls.
That must have been
Fuck
insane. Because you must have been pretty young, so that must have been a pretty, like...
Yeah, you were what,
Yeah.
15, 16?
Yeah, probably around
So
there.
that must have been an awesome show, just the debauchery that must have been...
There were
nice.
girls walking around in corsets, fishnets. At 17, 18, I was like, oh my God, this is great. It was amazing. Just an amazing. It was Motley Crue and Whitesnake, if I remember right.
Do you remember who opened up for Priest the first couple times you saw him?
Probably Dokken.
Okay. They were a
Dokken.
pretty common opener back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But David Lynch, or not David Lynch, whatever, George Lynch, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah. This is take 1, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, George Lynch did an amazing solo.
Yeah.
So did KK and Glenn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, he did.
Playing blackjack.
Oh, Blackjack, son of a bitch. Yes, Mohegan Sun. Back in what? 04, 5, 6?
Maybe, yeah, 6.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's Nostradamus, pre-Nostradamus tour. We had pretty good seats. And after the show, we were walking around playing some slots. I was playing some blackjack. I hit for like 100, 200 bucks on slots. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to play some blackjack. This guy, my cousin Josh, goes, dude, Tipton's playing blackjack right over here. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I'm up. He goes, no, seriously. Tipton is on the table. son of a bitch. I'm on a hot machine. They're like, all right, I'll go look. No shit. It's Glenn Tipton, a 5-player blackjack table, 4 people playing. The only seat open is next to Glenn Tipton. I blew the entire 300, 400, 500. I was like, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. This guy's going, I'm going, take a picture. Didn't come out. He took a picture after,
It's that disposable camera.
It's a disposable camera that I snuck in,
That was
which
scary.
there's guys that, snuck in video cameras in their top hats in '87. They got entire shows, the Skid Row show. And I can't get one fucking shot with Glenn Tipton playing blackjack. So,
Not me.
yeah, this is not
His kid
yours.
was eyeballing me. His kid was mean mugging me.
Yeah, he did have a goon in the elevator.
He was mean mugging me.
Yeah, he was. He was a big boy. So, what was it 10 years later? I bought the $300 ticket to the Nostradamus tour VIP package.
I was just saying, yeah. Tell us about meeting.
Oh my God, that was
Priest with Rob and
incredible! $300, backstage pass, meet and greet, food, beverage, 5th row. I was like, hey, you know what? It's Priest. They're my band. I idolize KK. I grew up on this. I brought my Marshall up, my Flying V, cranked it out to the beach, cranked it up to 11, and just played KK. I wanted to be KK. I had my hair. I bought the $300 ticket. You thought I was insane. My mother thought I was insane. My brother thought I was insane. I met KK Downing, Glenn Tipton, Rob Halford, Scott Travis, and Ian Hill, and they signed my jacket.
How was it to meet Rob? Was it?
It's like meeting Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
How do you meet one of your idols and describe it? I don't know. It's beautiful. It was an incredible moment.
Tell us about the guy who had the fringe pants backstage as well with the Judas.
The Judas Priest motherfucker. Oh, Judas. Yeah, the guy had one red eye and one green eye. Creepy to begin with.
He had a mustache, right? Mustache,
Yeah,
short hair.
I've got the pics.
Yeah.
It was that show.
Yeah.
He was just creepy. Is one of those rape van dudes that you just look at and there's something that you don't want to do with him. And yeah, no.
Hey, what did the shirt say?
The front said Judas something who, and the back said Judas Priest motherfucker, that's who. And he was like one of those jersey sweatpants, baggy, woo, totally drunk. And it was free booze, free food, backstage pass, but this guy took it over the top. He was creepy. Creepy, creepy, creepy.
Who's the cheesiest band you saw in the 80s? Opening act or main act that you bought tickets
Opening
for?
our main.
Just
Either, yeah.
who's the corniest hair band that
Doctor would have to be high on the list, I think.
And roll the question into the answer if you could. Like, say the cheesiest band I've ever seen is.
Had to be Marillion for the cheesiest band.
Really?
Can we just get you saying the cheesiest band I ever seen would
The
have
cheesiest band I ever saw was Marillion.
Tell us why.
Tall wannabes. Skinny guy in tights playing the flute.
What's his name? Fish or
I don't fucking know. They sucked. They sucked.
What show? Did they open for someone?
I think they opened for Rush,
Yeah, Rush.
back in Civic Center, Springfield Civic Center. Cocked off my ass. The first time I ever saw Rush. But yeah, that was a great show, other than Marillion. Other than that, yeah, Tesla, when they opened up for David Lee Roth, I wasn't a big Tesla fan. But now, they're pretty good.
Any shows you overindulged too early and ruined the experience for yourself?
Maybe.
Any ones that come to mind that are
I think
beautiful?
the overindulgence was definitely Priest in Springfield. It was me and Beth, and it was one of those general admission shows. And we're, there obviously a day and a half early to get in line, drinking heavily. And there's the Esplanade in Springfield, and I'm looking up, I'm like, why are there two towers? Because I was checking the time. She's like, there's only one. Fuck it, have another drink. And that's when they had the mounted patrol. I'm like, Beth, why are there two horses? She's like, there's not two horses. There's just the one. I'm like, okay, I better slow down. That was I overindulged quite a bit for that show, but it went well. Yeah.
What's the band you've seen the most?
Priest.
Say that in a full sentence.
Judas. The band I've seen the most is Judas Priest.
How many times?
Lost count. Probably 15 or 16 times.
What do you think was the best show of theirs?
Probably the best show. It's a toss-up. It's between Ripper in Northampton at the Calvin when there was nobody, 200-300 people.
Tell that story about.
Yeah, that's its own story. That might be its own story.
Seeing them at a small theater.
Oh, that was incredible. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
We'll get back to the small venue Worcester thing, Halford. The best show, probably Priest, would have been New Haven '88. That was incredible when the seats were on fire. That was incredible. The place was vibrating. It was. Find the bootleg. It was well worth it, and to be there and to know I have the ticket stub. The show I was there was incredible. The second most awesome pre-show was with Ripper in Northampton at the Calvin Theater, when the Calvin Theater could seat 1,200 people, if that,
maxing out at that.
Maybe 600 were there because it was with Ripper, and everybody that was there was obviously Priest fan, and it was the first show with the new singer Ripper, which I like. I heard the album, and he had a good voice. He could pull off Halford. But that show was amazing because we were right there, and it's the first time they did Diamonds and Rust acoustic. Sold.
Favorite Priest album?
Ooh, that's tough. Favorite Priest album?
Favorite two Priest albums?
Favorite two Priest albums? Yeah, it's tough because I learned guitar up here, playing British Steel, front to back, back to front, note for note. But I also like, Sad Wings, Rock and Roll. I like the early Priest, Rock and Roll, the classical. It's just, boil it down to the favorite two Priests. That's tough. It's good. Sin After Sin, Rock and Roll.
The early stuff.
Early stuff.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, what was it like?
Sabbath, which goes back to the pre-show that I met him.
With this
Sabbath, Ronnie James Dio.
Get rid of the shadow?
No. Trying to cover it all in one session, but not possible.
This is going to be a
Not
summer-long
possible.
project.
Yes, it is.
Guys, we are rolling whenever you're ready.
All right, so in the pre-internet days, how did you find out about album releases, concerts, things, everything like that?
Metal.
Hit Parader.
Hit Parader, obviously.
Roll the question into the answer, then, if you could.
Hit Parader. I went to the local drugstore
Before the internet.
Prior to the internet.
In the 80s, yes.
Back in the early 80s, 83, 82, 84.
This is how you found out about shit.
Everything was not the internet. It was listening to underground radio, college stations, Hit Parader magazine, which had basically metal, and I bought weekly on a religious basis, and ripped out the centerfolds, Nikki Sixx, KK Downing. I had Nikki Sixx, KK Downing, Judas. I had a 4.5 foot poster of Judas Priest hot rocking over my bed for years. And the rest of my room was plastered with, Nikki Sixx, Lita Ford. Obviously, God, love that poster of Lita Ford. And it was all my idols that inspired me when I was growing up.
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Yes. Priest, reverting back to Priest in New Haven. I went with Beth. And the kid in front of me, we knew kind of, sort of, because he was from Southwick, Westfield, doesn't matter. But he was passing around this huge thing of Pepsi. And he was just, here. And I'm like, Beth, no, I don't want any. Because the two people to the side of him were passed out. I'm like, I don't want any of that Pepsi. They were tripping. He put acid in the Pepsi, and he was trying to get everybody in that row to trip. And the two guys in front of us were like, I'm like, Beth, do not touch that Pepsi. That was my dad. My dad drove us down there. Disappeared for many minutes. And me and Beth were passing a bowl around, sparking up. It's the first time my dad caught me smoking, because I was like passing it to Beth, and there's my dad standing there, and going. He's like, fuck, pass that shit over here. I'm like, oh my God, thank God. I thought I was dead. But the two guys in front of us were passed out because they drank the LSD-laced Pepsi. So we walked home, and I survived. My dad didn't ground me, and he drove us back, and it was a good show. Oh my God. But that was a moment. Get caught smoking by your dad.
Well, all right,
Makes me laugh.
What was the scene like when you were in high school still? Was there a lot of
High school,
a lot of denim, a lot of patches, a lot of...
No. There was no Canadian tuxedos.
No. None of that?
There was a lot of denim and leather,
Yeah.
but there was no combination.
Yeah. But still.
Venom wasn't on the scene.
Yeah.
They were on the scene, but they weren't
They
heard.
weren't that popular.
It was, the Beastie Boys, obviously, and Run DMC. Thank God, Beastie Boys.
So it was more, like, at that time, more of that hip-hop rap?
It was hip hop rap. It was, Cinderella to Pow.
Okay, so the
Madonna.
Like hair metal, rap, and pop.
Hair bands had just come in, like Poison.
Yeah, so what, 86, 87?
86, 87
era, yeah.
sucked. It was pre-grunge.
Mm-hmm.
It was borderline metal out, grunge in, but it was like that whole mix.
Yeah.
It was good. Depeche Mode. That was the first time I heard Depeche Mode. I loved Depeche Mode from the first time. It was probably 85.
Okay.
So did those of you in high school that listened to metal kind of band together? Like, were you
Oh, yeah.
like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Like, everyone...
Abso-fucking-lutely.
All right, we gotta get this right.
You got the jocks, you got the cheerleaders, you got the dirtbags, and you got the metalheads.
It was really
And
that segmented?
It absolutely. Because the jocks didn't get metal because they were listening to Milli Vanilli and what the hell's her name? Samantha Brown and all that other crap, whatever. I was a metalhead from the get-go, and I'm proud of that.
Are you still friends with the other metalheads from high school? Any of them? You guys still?
Beth, yes.
Yeah.
She's still a metal. The first time I actually went to Beth's house up in Granville, she was playing a Sun amp with this $99 Gretsch guitar, and she was playing AC/DC, It's a Long Way to the Top. It's the first time. Hold on, I'll get her. And she was rocking out. Yeah. Metalheads will be metalheads.
Is that the thing?
The story you told me about
Back in Black?
taking Chris's parents' car
For Back in Black?
and leaving Back in the week, like at the time Back in Black came out.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna tell that story.
If you can do some good editing, I will tell this story.
Please tell the story.
Okay. Shit. I was in junior high. Yeah.
If you don't want to tell it, don't
No, you have to.
Is this about the Cadillac?
I don't know. I remember listening to Back in Black with you one time. And you said
Yep.
this memory is associated with Back in
Yep.
Black.
You mother. Yeah, I was. I'd rather not right now. Maybe the next take.
All right.
Because that's seriously. I know the statute is up, but no.
Tell us about the last Priest tour. Do you want to talk about that?
Last Priest tour?
Richie Faulkner?
Oh yeah.
Thin Lizzy?
Didn't care. I've seen
Yeah.
the VH1 Thin Lizzy. Not Thin Lizzy. It's not Phil in it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's not Thin
They
Lizzy.
opened though, right? In them and Black Label?
Right. Black Label was amazing. I love Zach Wilde. I saw Zach Wilde Halloween, Springfield, probably 10 years ago. There was, again, nobody there. We were general admission, first row. It was the old
Hippodrome.
Hippodrome. Yes, thank you. Incredible. He is an amazing, amazing, amazing musician. Piano, guitar. We were first row. Backed up. Sat up on the balcony. He played piano. He sang. Zach Wilde is amazing. I love Zach. Again, nobody there. Who else? I'm rambling.
Worst metal show you ever been?
Worst metal, oh, gotta be Monster Magnet in Worcester. Gotta be. Oops. Gotta be Monster Magnet. I hate them. And they sucked on stage, which I'll get into if we were doing another. Monster Magnet sucked. Let's see, we saw Dio, Sabbath, Priests, Rush, Maiden.
Was that-
The hottest fucking show
was that the first
ever.
time you saw Maiden, or did you see
That was the first time I ever saw Maiden. Was down in
Bruce's first tour back?
Bruce's first tour back.
Brave New World? Is that what that was?
Brave New World.
Brave New World.
Pre-Brave New World, okay. So,
Yeah.
what, 99 era? 99?
Yeah, really. Don't give me the dates. I don't know. It was hot. It was June or July in Boston in a little theater right off of Boston Common. No air conditioning. The place is dripping from the humidity, from the sweat. The guy in front of us is so drunk. Do you remember that? I know you remember that. The guy got tossed. Megan! Megan! He was like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. And everybody in like the 4 rows around us was like, get this guy out of here. He got tossed before the show even started. A great show. Amazing show.
There was no new stuff.
No, it was all old shit. Steve Harris on the bass, on the speaker, rocking it out. What you got?
When's the first time we saw Ozzy?
I never saw Ozzy solo.
Never saw him. No.
Other than like,
Just with Sabbath?
I've seen him with Sabbath. I've seen him maybe once in Hartford
Yeah.
solo, but it was nothing, System of a Down.
Oh, so this is 90s?
Yeah, 90s.
Ozfest.
I never saw Ozzy in the.
Ozfest, yeah.
I never saw Ozzy in the day.
Back
Yeah.
in no
My-
Liz Taylor Ozzy.
Yeah, Sean has.
Yeah.
My brother has.
Yeah.
I haven't. Oh but I'm glad we saw Dio. We're trying to think. Who else?
Oh, talk about seeing Metallica '94.
Summer of Shit. Yes! That was amazing. Summer of Shit. It was Metallica, Danzig, and Suicidal Tendencies.
Whoa.
Up in New Hampshire at this, I shit you not, it wasn't a little, it was like a high school football field. It's like going to Agawam West Side Thanksgiving football match, and there's Metallica. It was the first tour I think Jason Newsted did. There was nobody there. I mean, you got 100 yards of football field, there's maybe half of it filled with people. Suicidal opened up and kicked ass. Kicked ass. Trujillo was amazing. And to see him now with Metallica is beautiful.
Yeah.
But Newstead OD'd or got drunk or something, and they delayed the show, and it was almost a mini riot. Not like Guns N' Roses riot, but they went on and they played. Everything was okay, and Metallica belted it out. Suicidal belted it out. Danzig, meh. Not a big fan of Danzig. I've heard a lot of stories about him, and I don't like him. Next question.
Did you ever see Guns N' Roses, since you brought that up?
No, I have
No?
not.
Never said that? Never?
I liked them when Appetite came out.
But never got to see it.
After that, especially with, you know, Lies and Spaghetti or
Yeah.
Spaghetti, what?
Spaghetti and-
They're just nosedive, pull up, and 15 years for Chinese democracy.
Yeah, that was not good.
Sucks. Yeah.
They weren't that good to begin with.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I've seen, yeah, you and me,
Kiss?
Kiss. Yeah, we've seen Kiss.
Kiss.
Yeah, he bought
Yeah.
for my birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. you-
Civic Center.
Yeah.
God of Thunder. Oh, that was amazing. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome.
That was amazing. Full makeup. Kiss. You know, yeah, I've probably over 120 bands that I've seen easily. But a lot of that's festivals. Like, I forgot. I was sitting down one night, and every time I go to a show, I put the ticket in an album, and it's kind of like a chronological. Oh yeah, '84, Roth, Tesla, '86, Priest, Dokken, and just flip through. I was like, oh my God, Ozfest. I forgot about Ozfest. I saw System of a Down, Static X. Oh, we met Static X. Remember that? This was the Monster Magnet show. They were giving out autographs.
Yeah.
Static X. Wayne Static was an incredible, cool guy. The whole band. Amazing band.
What was the first show you saw?
First show, do I have to?
Yeah. This one you're not getting out of. This
That was David Roth and Tesla in Springfield.
No, who was playing guitar for David Lee Roth at that time?
Steve fucking Vai, baby. I got pictures to prove it. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I didn't like
they
David Lee
still
Roth.
have it.
No, in fact, it was David Lee Roth, Steve Vai, and
Billy Sheehan.
Billy Sheehan.
Whoa.
UFO. I did not realize what I was seeing at the time.
I didn't know he was into UFO. Is he one of the later dudes?
Yeah, everybody's like drummer,
Yeah.
Spinal Tap. Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize I was seeing Billy Sheehan. Seen some incredible people.
Was that a good show for the first show? We did it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was
yeah,
okay.
Was it all you hoped it would be?
It wasn't crazy from the heat, but it was, hey, it wasn't Van Halen.
No, but it was.
Did you ever see Van Halen in there?
Oh, good question. Good question. You son of a bitch. I did not, and I'm kicking myself in the ass to this day for not going to that show. Van Halen, it reminded me about Billy Sheehan and that whole. There will be editing. Billy Sheehan, no. Van Halen, no. I had a ticket back in 1986, 87. My best friend, Beth, says, I got an extra ticket to Van Halen in New Haven tomorrow night. You want to go? I'm like, yeah, I'll catch him next door. Live Without a Net. The DVD. Oh, son of a fucking bitch. So, no.
So,
I no.
Didn't you almost see the Purple Rain tour as well?
Yes. Oh, my God. Wow, you're digging deep. That was back in, Christ, I was even in high school. That was 1983. Yeah, the girl I was going to high school with, I think it was a junior. She said, I got an extra ticket to see Prince. Purple Rain. I'm like, yeah, whatever. No, I'll pass.
Is that metal?
He's not, it just, I was I was into metal, but I was like, he's a good guitarist, but I'm not that into him. I'll catch him next time. Purple fucking Rain tour for nothing. No. Stupid.
So do you have, and forgive me if this question has been asked already, but I have to ask, so what is your all-time favorite, like your greatest metal experience of all time? Like when you go to bed at night and you put your head on the pillow
And you're like, man, that hit that.
what do you dream of? Like what was by far the greatest metal, whether it was because a girl was there or, just the experience or the fucking, you were drinking or whatever, like what stands out the greatest? If you've said it already, just say it again. And preface it with, this is my greatest.
Yeah, again, it's tough. Seeing Rush and Alex Lifeson for the first time was amazing. Priest, and seeing Priest, fourth, fifth row for the first time was amazing. Meeting Priest was like a dream come true. Seeing Kiss in full makeup with, the flames and the spitting fire and the full logo, Aerosmith, it's tough. Standing in the middle of the Palladium in Worcester, watching or listening to Fear Factory play a song and standing like this and not getting touched. It was amazing. I can't say what's the greatest music experience I've ever had. I mean, they're all good.
Cool.
Good answer.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. It's like bringing tears.
Yes.
Let's go into volume 1.
That was
Yes.
dude, you're good.
We're done?
You're good.
Nice.